Okay, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Fostering the Child's Emotional and Social Needs, Series 1. The other time I said something, I said you should all remember that all the child needs is to be seen. Yes, the child should not be hidden, to be heard. The child should be given the right to express his or herself, and the child should be loved unconditionally. This is actually the foundation of meeting the emotional needs of the child. Now the question is, what is emotion? Emotion has been described as a strong feeling deriving from our relationship with others, our mood, or the things that surround us. A strong feeling that derives from our relationship with others, or our mood, or the things that surround us. Now I want you to take your minds back to some things right now. Why do you think that when you have children, I'm going to be giving some examples. A child has failed exam, another child has failed exam. So we have child A and child B. Child A accepts his fate. He accepts the fact that he has to repeat the classroom. And then at the end of the day, he has a testimony. Child B decides to commit suicide. Yes, I saw something like that 2 years ago. A boy who drank sniper because he repeated, or he was asked to repeat. Now, those are two scenarios. They had the same circumstances, but different emotions towards their circumstances or what they had to face. Now, we also have another scenario here. Child A is denied sweet in a supermarket, and he throws tantrum and embarrasses his mom. And child B is also denied sweet, and he tells his mom, okay, mommy, can I have it tomorrow? And the mom says, yes, tomorrow. Don't forget, these two children are experiencing the same thing, but they're showing different emotions. So this is the question. What happened? Why do you think that we should have two people having the same issues to cope with, and one is very negative towards it, to the level of depression and suicide, and the other just accepts it and it's not a big deal? It's not a big deal. I want you to remember that if they go on like this, yeah, because emotion comes from our thoughts, is what we think about. So the guy, the child failed exam and is thinking, why do I have to repeat? Why would I repeat? No, I'd rather kill myself. And another child fails exam and he goes, okay, so I'll just do better. Now, whatever decisions they're making is coming from their thoughts. And on this note, I want to take us back to the very, very beginning. The very beginning. What will be the foundation of the thoughts of these children? Why would these two people have the same issue? Why would one be so negative and one so positive? You know, the other time I was telling my students in the classroom, I said there's something called nature and nurture theory. When we speak English, we want to just take it, okay, so nature, yes, what you come with. Nurture is what you give the child. But if you look at it, if you break it down, it's a big deal. So I want to pick another child now. So a woman gives birth to a child, and she spends 2 months with him, and she has to go back to work. So she wants to resume work, and mom comes over. And mom decides to look after the child. She has to go back after a month. Now, a nanny comes in. You are dealing with a human being. Don't forget that the moment she dropped that child to go back to work, the child will take some time getting used to grandma. And in that phase, he will throw tantrum. He may not eat, depending on the temperament of the child. Then he starts to trust grandma. He tries to, okay, I love her. Okay, so she loves me. We're cool together. And grandma has to go back. Now, you bring in a nanny. For crying out, we're dealing with a human being here. And this child has to try all over again. You're looking at a baby, but a baby with emotion. A baby that is thinking in his own head too. So, a nanny comes on board. And so he has to start all over again. He will throw tantrum. He will get upset. And maybe you come back, the nanny says he's not eating. And then we take him a week and a week or 2 weeks, he gets used to the nanny. And life is beginning to stabilize for him all over again. And then you have a clash with your nanny. And you bring in another nanny. Now, for some children, it gets so bad. Before they start school, they would have gone through the hands of 5 or 6 nannies. Let me tell you what you have taught that child. You have taught him that nothing lasts in life. He will have a trust problem. He will find it difficult to trust people, but you won't know. But he will grow into an adult that will find it difficult to trust people or become very possessive. Because in his brain, nothing good lasts forever. Can you see the beginning? Can you see why it is very, very critical to bond with a child? Now, if you're a full-time mother, it also has its own advantages and disadvantages if you don't do it right. You're a full-time mother, and so you have opportunity. The child is with you all the time. The child is with you all the time. You don't let the child go out. The child doesn't go on visit. It's only you and you and you. Such a child will have problems with social skills. I say the beginning. So what is the foundation of the emotion of that child? We have described a scenario of a baby right now who has gone through the hands of 5 nannies. There's a foundation somewhere. And you say he's not friendly. He doesn't want to share. And then, this is where it starts from. Now, let's move on. And that is the very beginning. So then, what are the emotional needs of children? Having said all of this, what are those needs that children have? There's love and affection. When we say love and affection, it's like, is it not love? It's love now. I can love my child, but no. Sometimes we just learn to give, and we think that gifts will replace our love. No. Have you ever wondered sometimes when you see a little boy standing with his mom, and his mom is selling pepper, and it is raining, and you're like, this boy is in the rain. Come into my car. He will never follow you. Because the only person that can give him that love is inside the rain, and he will stay in the rain with that woman. Love and affection. Especially now that we don't even have time anymore. Some of us, our nannies give our children more affection than we do. We buy those things and we think that they will replace love and affection. No and no and no. Another one is attention. Attention. You know, the other time I was saying the child wants to be seen, the child wants to be heard, the child wants to be loved unconditionally. The child needs your attention. And I said to you, you won't understand when we talk about attention until I ask you, how do you feel when you're being continuously and constantly ignored by somebody? Some of us will complain, don't mind my husband. Even if I go to do my hairstyle, even if I spend 100,000 on it, even if I wear something new, he doesn't see it. Attention. How do you give that child attention? I was telling a woman recently, I said communication is key. I know that you come back at 7 p.m. in the evening, but you must find time to connect. And connecting is communicating with children. And I said communication actually goes beyond the verbal. You should learn to listen to what the child is not saying. Listen to it. Watch out for the body language. Look into the eye. By the time you're talking to a child and the child is avoiding looking into your eyes, then there's a problem. Yoruba people say, Oju loro wa. And so again, there is empathy. You know, because we're in Africa, we have our culture. When a child is doing, we don't even know how to do it. Empathy does not mean that you don't scold the child. Empathy does not mean that you're not being objective. Okay, so I understand that this is happening to us right now. Okay, so you need to do this, but then you must do this. You understand that you need to read for exam, but you have to wash the plate. So what do? Are you going to wash the plate before you read? Because you have to wash this plate today. But you have to show empathy. I mean, something is going on. You have to show empathy. Some people don't even know how to sympathize with others. You know, the other time I was complaining, somebody saw a sick child and she didn't even mind. It didn't bother her. She just, you don't even know how to show empathy. Empathy is making the other person feel that I'm with you. I'm in your shoes.